Hi, I'm Roxanne, and this is Everything About Hallmark. And today I'm going to discuss one of the scenes that were gifted to us during Christmas weekend as a sneak peek. I'm so excited. Since you're here, click the button and subscribe, and then click the bell and the word all for notifications. Okay, let's talk about what was at the top of my wish list, that we get to see Lucas in Elizabeth's house, and we did. And here's what I loved about this scene. There are so many tiny little things that you have to pay attention to that speaks volumes, that makes me so excited to see exactly what came before this scene. So let's start off with that he's in the house, okay? So he knocks, she opens the door, and he walks right in. You could tell he is comfortable being in her house. He feels welcomed. It's familiar to him. And there's this whole scene screams intimacy, like he's been there before. So that says to me that he's been there before. There has to be a first scene, and I hope we get to see it, of the very first time he does enter her house. I think last time, in season 8 was very metaphoric of their relationship. He was very much protective of her privacy and her feelings, and he did not want to enter her house, even though she did invite him more than one time. He was like, no. But now he feels like he should be there. As a matter of fact, he walked in like he belonged, which makes me so excited. So there is that. Now, the level of intimacy gets even greater seconds afterwards when they greet each other. They greet each other with such delicious, like tactile, hands-on, I don't know what to describe it as, wonderful deliciousness. So I love when he leans in for his kiss towards her. But before he can even do that, she's got her hand on his face and she's worried about his eye. And he gently is taking her hand away to, oh, poo that, And then he's leaning in to kiss her, and he's got those half, droopy eyes, which is a Chris McNally thing. I guess when he's in the moment, that's like one of his, things that he probably doesn't even realize he does. But I'm a big Chris McNally fan, so I've seen it before. And which just shows that they're very good actors. They're very much into each other. That makes the scene so believable. And then I love how there's like, I don't know if Erin Krakow realized she did this, but she hums. She's like, as he kisses her. And there's like even you can hear the kiss. So there's like a lot of our senses are going on. We're not just seeing it, we're hearing it, and then we're making us feel it. Oh my gosh, it's just so wonderful. And then as they're pulling away from each other, their arms are like intertwined and like they have that slow release, his hands on her hips. So they're very much comfortable and safe with touchy-feeliness, which just lets me know that their relationship at this point is very much a go, very solid, very much has advanced, and they're into each other. And it feels like a family already to me. Now, as he is breaking away from her, he is already addressing little Jack. And he's telling Elizabeth, you've got to go to school, and he's going to be spending time with little Jack. And the way he says it, you could see that they've already established a relationship. And by the way, they do all of that touchy-feely right in front of little Jack. And no big deal for him. And they're all comfortable. Like I said, there's a high level of intimacy here, and they all feel like they're a unit already. So as he's turning and he's talking to little Jack, I love his expression where he says, we, as you could see in here, you've got that old Lucas back, that fun, teasing kind of Lucas. And especially when he took her hand and he put it down, he winks at her when she asks about his eye. And he's like, oh, I ran into a door, and oh, it's nothing. He's like teasing. And that's the old Lucas, which I love. So he's happy. His old ways are back. And I want to see more of this. So now with little Jack, as I said, you could tell they've established a relationship because he's like, hey, hey, buddy, how you, that kind of thing. And they're going to be playing together, and he pulls out a wooden boat. And he makes a reference to Elizabeth's dad, like Elizabeth's dad had. And that makes me think that, okay, whether we see this or not, and I'm not going to predict it, but I'm just telling you as a viewer, it makes me know that they've already connected in some way. So he's already involved with her family, whether it's through storytelling that she shared or phone conversations or they've actually met in person. It doesn't matter. It's because they've already talked about each other's families with each other. They're already, meaning Elizabeth and Lucas, they're already sharing stories, and they must mean something because Lucas is very good and attentive like that. He latches on to things. So she even says, oh, well, that's a very sweet gift, and of course that's him. Lucas is very sentimental. Also, as a side note, this is not the only scene that we will get or the reference that we will get during this season of Lucas and LJ being together, because we see in another clip, and I'll show you like just a still of it right here, where Rosemary visits Elizabeth on a different day, because you could tell she has something different on Elizabeth. She visits Elizabeth in the school and says, oh, I saw Lucas getting along very well with little Jack earlier today. And she makes like a reference about him being a dad. And, I just love this because this is what we wanted. This is what we're seeing. And I have to tell you, Chris and Hyland have great chemistry. If you look here in these two clips that I have right here, even though he's with Elizabeth as well, and children tend to be more with Elizabeth on the show, you could see he's in Lucas's arms. He's leaning towards in Chris's arms, leaning towards Chris. So they have good chemistry together, which is great. So we are in for it, Hardies, as Hyland says. I am so excited. There's so much packed just into this scene that I think is all of less than 2 minutes long, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, you stay tuned. I'm going to talk more about Lucas's eye, but it's not like I'm making predictions. I'm going to do something fun with it. I even have a recipe about his eye, about a black eye. All right, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you later. Bye.